My name is Sasha, the Montreal Lego Maniac, lifetime lover of Lego, and Nintendo fan. Always down for a good Mario game. I don't care if it's a new system, old system, 2D, 3D, they're all great. And this one, straight out of N64, the question mark block. I don't think this one's going to have any gold coins inside, but who knows, there might be some features that aren't on the box. But what I can tell you is you can open it up, find a few scenes from the game inside, and that looks pretty cool. Maybe there's more, let's find out. But first, we have to open up the box, see what we have inside, let's see how many bags we have to work with, get this build underway, and then we can have a closer look at this question mark block. So here we have, to commemorate 25 years since the launch of Mario 64 on the N64, the first of the 3D Marios, the question mark block. As seen in many games prior to and following the launch of this one, the question mark block is easily one of the most recognizable and iconic icons of the Nintendo franchise. So what makes this one particularly the N64 question mark block? And the answer would be the scenes that are hidden within. Once exposed, you have 4 levels and many characters all created in microscale. But before we get a closer look at these interior scenes, let's first have a look at the mechanism that exposes them, because it really is very smooth and nicely done. All you need to do is know where to press down on the surface of the box, which causes the whole top to flip open, where a quick little unfold will expose the rest. Now let's have a closer look at that, slow down a little bit. Press down in one spot over here, the whole top flips open, and then a quick little unfold and the scenes are all exposed. And then just as easily, fold the scenes in, roll the top section back, and you have a cube again. Now let's take one more look at this from the side view, because I think it helps to understand how the whole thing works. As you see here, you press down the front section, the back panel, which is connected up by elastics, makes way for the whole thing to swing open, and as soon as it's reached the top, closes up automatically. And then, as you unfold the 2 side sections, the top part, with Peach's Castle, also connected with elastics, automatically swings open. And then again to close it up, first you fold in Peach's Castle, then the side scenes, which lock Peach's Castle in place. Then you can simply tip the whole thing backwards, the back panel automatically makes way for it to fold in, and once folded, closes up all on its own. And now the 4 scenes, where we have, of course, Peach's Castle, Babon Battlefield, Cool Cool Mountain, and Lethal Lava Trouble. Peach's Castle is looking pretty great, pretty much as I remember it. Solid gray structure, red roofs, 4 flags flying on the side, surrounded by a moat and existing in a pretty luscious green space. Right down in front, we have Mario with his cute little mustache, right next to a warp pipe. On the other side, Letiku hanging in the air. Just behind him, Princess Peach. And behind the castle, sitting up top, we have Yoshi. And then, if you open up the front of the castle, you expose, first on the ground, one of these little barcodes, so if you have one of the characters in the Mario or Luigi game, you'd interact with this and play some sounds. I'm not exactly sure what. If you have one, it'd probably be a lot of fun. And then, on the wall, paintings of the 3 worlds, or the warps, to get to the other worlds. First up, we have the Babon Battlefield, which is a pretty green space, with brown paths, brown mud you don't want to fall into, cannons that you can use to launch yourself all over the place, one little chain chomp, and all the way up top, we have King Babon. Next up, we have Cool Cool Mountain, which goes without saying is one of the frozen levels, covered in snow, frozen paths, some icy paths that are very slippery. Obviously, this is a mountain, so it goes upwards, a few additional scenes to see in the back, and then we have a microscale penguin and baby penguin. And then, like Peach's castle, this mountain also opens up, revealing a scene of some very slippery slopes. Personally, I always found the ice levels to be one of the hardest, so I'm happy to move on to Lethal Lava Trouble, which, in a typical final level stage, is primarily stone and fire, or lava, or whatever. It's hot. All the way in the back, we see Big Bully, who's sitting in front of a platform that can rotate, and just in front of that, we have Mr. I, pretty cool looking piece, sitting right next to a Bowser tile. And then there is one extra or hidden feature, which is kind of alluded to or hinted on the box, but not mentioned anywhere, here or on the website, and that is, by pulling up the secret compartment, first you expose this tiny buildable Bowser, which you can then press down on to pop open this front lid, allowing you to expose a little turntable. Here you can put Bowser on display, rotate him around. In the picture in the instruction book, it shows Bowser on the outside of the disc and Mario on the inside. I guess you could do this with any of the microfigures, so you could kind of do your rotating display of choice. But I gotta say, while I find this extra feature to be pretty interesting, and it's nice to find a secret in here, it's also, I find, lacking a little bit. Personally, I just don't see a whole lot of appeal of taking the microfigures from above and rearranging them down here to make a little display which I have to rotate manually. Maybe it's just me, maybe I really want to find that piggy bank in here, maybe I'll just mod it to make it what I want it to be. Because there's a part of me that definitely wants this question mark block to have a functional aspect. But as it doesn't, which is totally fine, where I find it shines the best is, obviously, as a display piece. At about 18 centimeters or 7 inches wide and being bright yellow, quite recognizable, it's very easy to spot. And with 2 very swift motions, being able to expose the scenes within is sure to impress whoever you show it off to, regardless of whether they're fans of Lego or Nintendo. But if they are someone who has spent any significant time playing Mario 64, I'm sure they're just going to be blown away going through the details. Now, as to parts of interest, this kit actually came with a few that I thought were worth mentioning. First up, we have this little corner plate with a rounded edge, which matches up with this brick, making the rounded corners of the cube possible, and this 2x3 plate with the missing notch. All elements I've seen before, but pretty rarely. Then we have this beam, which I've never seen before, so here it is. And now we have a variety of small printed pieces, which I find to be quite desirable. First up, Mario's mustache. Really happy to say that because this is such a small piece, you get 2 of these in the set. Then we have King Babon's mustache, Chain Chomp mouth, Bowser's eyebrows, and this eyeball. And while all these printed pieces are undeniably small, I could easily see how they'd be very desirable for a variety of creative projects. Finally, while it's pretty clear this set doesn't have much to offer in terms of play, I think that's just fine because clearly it wasn't intended to be played with. Its intended purpose is quite clear, it matches the model perfectly, and it has a pretty great surprise/wow feature, which is awesome to have in what is otherwise an unassuming display kit. And now, I'm thinking about how I want to mod this one, removing that hidden turntable and converting it into a secret piggy bank, inspiring the creative process, which to me is the best that LEGO has to offer. And whether you find such inspiration in this set, another, or just a pile of pieces, I truly hope you enjoy.